Hi and welcome back to my channel. So today we will be doing a book haul, and I'm going to split this video into two parts. So it is a very big haul. I do have more books coming in, plus I couldn't find a couple that I meant to put in a pile, so I knew that they needed to be in this video, and I don't know what I did with them, but I didn't put them in that pile, so I have to find them. So there will be two parts to this video, but you probably won't see the next part of it for like a week or two. So with that being said, let's get into it. So first I'm going to go over some of the books that I got from the book exchange that I do with one of my friends. It's just a monthly exchange and we have themes for each month. So I think January was not Billion. It was Love at First Sight. Me not remembering any of the prompts. I know one was Billionaire Romance, even though I can't remember any of the prompts besides Billionaire. We do prompts for each month, so I have 3 of those right here. There's probably more that I should have put in this video, but I truly don't remember if I put the last books that we did in a haul or not. I'm really bad about putting those books in this stack that needs to go as like a video, so bear with me. And I'm gonna look up each theme that we did for that month so I know what the heck I'm talking about. Okay, so January's was Love at First Sight, and I think it was, if I did this right, what I got for that month from her was The Right Player by Candy Steiner. And I do really like this cover. It's very simple, but like, I don't know, it aesthetically pleasing. And I think this is in a series, I want to say. I could be really wrong. I do have some other Candy Steiner books, but I have yet to read one. So, fingers crossed. I've always heard really good things. It says, I have a 3-date rule, but it's not what you think. See, I've been told I'm the good time girl, not the one you take home to mom. And while that label stung at first, since I've embraced it, living the wild and free life and sticking to a 3-day max. That's just enough time to have some fun and snuff out the possibility of catching feelings. And it's been working for me for years. Until Makoa Kamaka. Sadly, he also has a 3-date rule, and it's the exact opposite of mine. From the second I meet him, all I can think about is stripping down that 6'5" Herculean hunk of a man. But it's like the gentleman I wish he wasn't. He's making me wait. The more time we spend together, the more I feel those pesky emotions creeping in. I'm even tempted to trust him, but blame it on my past or my instincts. I can't shake the feeling that he's hiding something. I've been playing the game forever and no man has ever won my heart, which meant they never had the power to break it. But maybe I just hadn't met the right player. I think she writes a lot of player romances, I believe, and I think I have her, is it a football one, I want to say? But this does sound really good. It sounds right up my alley. I'm also really happy that it's not like crazy thick or anything like that. Oh my god, I dropped my phone. So I'm excited. I think this was a really good pick and I think it's very fitting for me. Then we did February, which I think was originally like Secret Admirer, but we had to switch it because we were struggling to find books. So we did Pink Cover instead. So she gifted me, I want to say The Night Shift, but it's Night Shift by Annie Crown. And I remember seeing this all over Bookstagram. And what I'm getting from the cover is bookworm and basketball player. When a college bookworm and the campus basketball star share a sexy encounter in the library stacks, things get complicated. Typical romance novel trope, shy bookworm spends her nights working in the library until the local hot guy walks in, persuades her to take off her glasses and let her hair down, and then passion ensues. Never going to happen, right? That's why rom-coms are just fantasy, at least until you're living one. Kendall Holiday doesn't like parties, so she spends her Fridays at the campus library working the night shift. And to help her survive the long hours, there's nothing better than disappearing into a steamy romance novel. After all, usually not much happens until Vincent Knight walks in. Vincent, the school's star basketball captain, is desperate for help in the... I can't talk today. I'm so sorry. Vincent, the school's star basketball captain, is desperate for help in finding a poetry book. But when his meet cute with Kendall turns into a steamy makeout session, neither are quite prepared for what comes next. Opposites might attract in rom-coms, but it takes a lot more truth than the tropes to make it work in real life. And this is, I guess this used to be like a Wattpad novel because it's by Wattpad Books. Is that how that works? Correct me if I'm wrong. I like this. I think it sounds like a cute premise, and I really, really, really like the cover. So I'm excited to give it a try. Always prepare for me to say I'm excited 5 million times. Next, we have the one that we did for March, which was Billionaire Romance. That's the trope. And ironically, we both ended up giving each other the first book in a trilogy, I believe. So she gifted me Filthy Beautiful Lies by Kendall Ryan. And this is book 1 of the Filthy Beautiful Lies trilogy. Once again, I really like this cover. I like this color green. I'm a green gal right now, and I am really loving that. Aesthetically pleasing to my eye. I have no idea why she auctioned off her virginity for a cool mill. Excuse me? Okay, anyways. Regardless, I'm now the proud new owner of a perfectly intact hymen. Oh my god. A lot of good that will do me. I have certain tastes, and training a virgin takes finesse and patience, both of which I lack. Sophie Evans has been backed into a corner. With her sister's life hanging in the balance, the only choice is to claw her way out, even if that means selling her virginity to the highest bidder at an exclusive erotic club. When Colton Drake takes her home, she quickly learns nothing is as it seems with this beautifully troubled man. Being with him poses challenges she never expected and pushes her to want things she never anticipated. Yeah, not sure what to think about this. I'm reading it makes me feel like it won't be for me because like the whole virginity thing, like that is not something I like to read. You know, to each their own. No judgment here. I just personally, like, those stories just never work for me. But I do know my friend rated this pretty high, so I will give it a try, and hopefully I will like it. So that is all the books that I got from my friend. So now I'm going to move on to books that I got during a little shopping trip with my sister. Most of these are from, like, Half Price Books. I think I went to 2 that day, so I do have quite a few. And also a couple are from Barnes & Noble. I'm really trying to think if I put these in a book haul already or not. So if I read these off and I have, I truly apologize. But I don't think I did. I think I just talked about going shopping and getting books. So I'm going to start with the Barnes & Noble ones first just because it's a smaller amount. So what first got me back into reading was the Cruel Prince trilogy series. I don't know if it's trilogy or series anymore. By Holly Black. I still love that series and I really, really, really want to get a tattoo for it. But Holly Black is what got me back into reading. So she got me back into reading like 4 years ago maybe. And so I don't think I've read anything by her since. No, that's a lie. I read, oh my gosh. I read, what's his name? Jude's brother, his book. Oh, sorry, my memory is not working today. So I wanted to pick up another book by her. So I picked up The Darkest Part of the Forest. And I really, really, really love this cover. It's definitely giving forest fairy. In the woods is a glass coffin, and in it sleeps a boy with horns on his head and ears as pointed as knives. Nasal, oh my god. I can't read. I don't know what's going on. Hazel and her brother Ben live in Fairfold, where humans and the folk exist side by side. Since they were children, Hazel and Ben have been telling each other stories about the boy in the glass coffin, that he is a prince and that they are valiant knights. But as Hazel grows up, she puts aside those stories. Hazel knows the horned boy will never wake, until one day he does. And I know this is set in the same world as Cruel Prince was, so I am very, very, very excited for this. I'm excited to go back into that world, and hopefully I will love this as much. I haven't seen any reviews on this, so if you've read this, let me know if you liked it. And then I got I'm not going to read the back on these, just because they're literally plastered everywhere. I feel like everyone's read these books, so I'm not going to ramble on about it. I'm going to explain what they are, and I'm going to show you the covers, and that's it. So, I got the Crescent City series. I got the Barnes & Noble special editions, the paperbacks, just because I like those covers better, and I like the paperbacks. They're still floppy-ish. So, I got House of Earth and Blood, which is the first one. And I just really, really, really like this edition. So, you have that. There's the front and then the back. And it's still pretty floppy and easy to read. But that's book 1. And then book 2 is House of Sky and Breath, which is also very, very pretty. I will get the third one when Barnes & Noble comes out with another edition like this. Until then, I will not have the third one, which is no rush for me because I still need to read the Throne of Glass series. I have read ACOTAR. Okay, so on to the books that I got from Half Price. So with Bridgerton, the next series about to come out, I saw this and I had to get it. And it's kind of more of a informational thing, I feel like, about Bridgerton and all the characters in Bridgerton. But it's the Wit and Wisdom of Bridgerton. It's Lady Whistledown's official guide. And I love the cover. I don't know if you can tell or not, but the little plants up top, they're reflective. And it basically just gives you a breakdown of all the characters and stuff like that. Chapter 1 is Anthony, chapter 2 is Kate, chapter 3 Benedict, Colin, so on, so forth. And it just gives you kind of background info. So I thought that was really cool, and I definitely want to read this now that I have the Bridgerton series as well in my room hung up, so that is on my list. Then I picked up Renegades by Marissa Meyer, and I picked this up because I think it was Sarah Caroli who read this and really loved it, and the way she talked about it made me want to pick it up. It's kind of superhero-ish. The paperback is very floppy, which makes me happy. Love a good floppy book. Secret Identities, Extraordinary Powers. She wants vengeance, he wants justice. The Renegades are a syndicate of prodigies, humans with extraordinary abilities who emerge from the ruins of a crumbled society and establish peace and order where chaos reigned. As champions of justice, they remain a symbol of hope and courage to everyone, except the villains they once overthrew. Nova has a reason to hate the Renegades, and she is on a mission for vengeance. As she gets closer to her target, she meets Adrian, a renegade boy who believes in justice, and in Nova. But Nova's allegiance is to a villain, who has the power to end them both. Definitely curious. I love superhero worlds, so this sounds right up my alley. If you've read the series, let me know how you feel. I am nervous to get into a thicker series, but I've heard good things so far, so hopefully it'll be good. The next books that I got, they're the Traitor's Circle, I believe, trilogy, and it's by Erin Beatty. So we have The Traitor's Kiss, The Traitor's Ruin, and The Traitor's Kingdom. I will only read the first one, so that way I'm not spoiling anything, no potential spoilers or anything like that. An abstinent girl who will not be married, a soldier desperate to prove himself, a kingdom on the brink of war. With a quicksilver tongue and an unruly temper, Sage Fowler is not what they called a proper lady, which is perfectly fine with her. Deemed unfit for a suitable marriage, Sage is apprenticed to a matchmaker and tasked with the wrangling of other young ladies to be married off. She spies on the girls and on the soldiers escorting them. As their military escort senses a political uprising, Sage is recruited by a handsome soldier to infiltrate the enemy ranks. The more she discovers, the more uncertain she is of whom to trust, and Sage becomes caught in a dangerous balancing act that will determine the fate of her kingdom. From what I understand, this series is supposed to be like a YA version of like Game of Thrones. Now, have I watched Game of Thrones? I haven't. And I'm probably like the last person on the planet to watch Game of Thrones. Honestly, I'll probably never watch it. But that's what this trilogy is supposed to be about, or similar to. Which, I like that. I like dystopian books, and I like, I don't know, other world books, I guess. Kingdom books, sign me up. That's all I got. So, the next is a book that I snagged off of TikTok. It is called Pond Water, and it is by Brenda Biddix and Ryan Maletti. And I got this off of TikTok Shop. Oh my gosh, TikTok Shop. Because it is supposed to be a like really gripping thriller. Also, if you are by chance looking for a good cause to support, if you buy this off of TikTok Shop, all the funds go to the author's medical bills. She is fighting Parkinson's disease, and all of the money earned from this go to her medical expenses. So I will read the back now. In the quiet town of Elmhurst, where secrets fester like toxins, a simple pond holds the key to unraveling a web of deception that spans generations. Meet Jared, a battle-scarred Navy SEAL whose quest for peace becomes a battle for survival when the town's poisoned pond threatens to expose the darkness lurking beneath the surface. Bobby Jo, the magnet neighbor with secrets of her own, may hold the answers Jared seeks, but her motives are as murky as the pond itself. When haunting discoveries emerge from the depths of toxic water, it sets in motion a chain of events that will force Jared and his loyal friends to fight for their lives. As they navigate a landscape of treacherous lies and inexplicable horrors, the neighbors will stop at nothing to keep the truth submerged. So this is supposed to be a thriller about like a town's dark history and their dark past. I'm definitely excited to read this because the back does sound intriguing. Also, it's shorter. So if you are also looking for another book to help knock down your Goodreads goal, I highly recommend. Next is a series that I am excited to start. I don't remember what caught me on this. Oh, I remember now. I went book shopping with my friend, and I told her I wasn't going to buy anything after I'd been looking for forever. And she had finally just decided that she was going to get something. And so she made me get something. She made me purchase these, okay? It's not me. So I got Graceling by Kristin Cashore. And I remember seeing this come out a couple years ago, I want to say. Because I remember the like OG cover, it had like a sword on it. And I remember seeing some reviews from that and people really liked it. However, I did not pick it up. I think I had it on a wish list at some point in time. But still never picked it up, never read it. And finally at the bookstore, as I was trying to come up with a book to buy, I saw this, I read the back, and I was like, okay, I'm into it. And also, the covers are redone. So here is Graceling. I purchased the first 3. So we have Graceling, Fire, which is the second, and Bitter Blue, which is the third. And there are, I think, 5 or 6 books in the series. I do not have the other books in it, but I will read the back of the Graceling. Katza is a Graceling, one of the rare people born with an extreme skill. As niece of the king, she lived a life of privilege until the day her ability to kill a man with her bare hands was revealed during a royal banquet. Now she acts as her uncle's enforcer, traveling the kingdom and threatening those who dare to oppose him. But everything changes when she meets Po, a foreign prince graced with combat skills who is searching for the truth about his grandfather's disappearance. When Katsuo agrees to help him, she never expects to learn a new truth about her own grace, or a terrible secret that could destroy them all. I definitely think this sounds very intriguing, and I do believe each book is about, like, its own couple. I do want to say this is a young adult fantasy, and I do know that there's a romance in it. I don't remember if the romance is, like, the main plot or just, like, a subplot in it. I'm pretty sure it's a subplot, but I think it sounds pretty good, and it was enough for me to pick my interest and buy it. So now it is forever on my TBR. And the last books that I'm going to do for this video are part of the Legacy of God series by Rena Kent, and that is a dark romance series. Now, I read the first book in that series sometime last year, I want to say, and then I didn't touch it. And then recently this month, I picked up God of Pain? Yeah, God of Pain. And sorry, I was looking off to my shelf to see. But I read God of Pain, which is the second book, and it just instantly hooked me. And then I had God of Wrath already I had purchased, so I went ahead and started reading that, which is the third book. And that one is my favorite so far. I love, love, love that one. That was Jeremy and... I'm going to butcher her name. Oh my god. I want to say it's Cicely, but I don't actually know if it's Cicely. So if that's not how you pronounce it, I apologize. But I loved their books. But I didn't have any of the other series. But I didn't have the rest of the series yet, so I did go ahead and purchase it. Purchase what is out so far. So we have God of Ruin, and we have God of Fury. Now, God of Ruin is the fourth book in the series, and I believe this is Landon and, is her name Mira? It's Landon and Mia, not Mira, Mia. I will read the back of both of these because they are shorter. So for God of Ruin, which is Landon and Mia's book, it says, I'm out for revenge. After careful planning, I gave the man who messed with my family a taste of his own medicine. I thought it'd end there, but it didn't. Landon King is a genius artist, a posh rich boy, and my worst nightmare. He decided that I'm the newest addition to his chess game. Too bad for him, I'm no pawn. If he hits, I hit back, twice as hard and with the same hostility. He says he'll ruin me. Little does he know that ruination goes both ways. I'm excited for this because just from the back, like, Mia sounds kind of like a badass and like a I'm gonna take no shit type person, which is kind of like why I like the previous girl in the last book. She was very like stand up for herself, stand up for her friends. Loved her. She was great. My type of women. Thank you. So I do have high hopes. And then God of Fury, which I have heard incredible things about. This is a male-male romance. I'm not attracted to men, or so I thought before I slammed into Nikolai. A mafia heir, a notorious bastard, and a violent monster. An ill-fated meeting puts me in his path, and just like that, he has his sights set on me. A quiet artist, a golden boy, and his enemy's twin brother. He doesn't seem to care that the odds are stacked against us. In fact, he sets out to break my steel-like control and blurs my limits. I thought my biggest worry was being noticed by Nikolai. I'm learning the hard way that being wanted by this beautiful nightmare is much worse. I know quite a few people who have tattoos from this book because they loved it that much. So my, expectations for this book are set very, very high. And I will be very, very sad if I don't like this. But I am super excited to continue on with the series. I am currently addicted to this series. So hopefully we'll finish these soon. And maybe we'll see these in the April wrap-up. Now that I probably said that out loud, you probably won't see them on the wrap-up. But irrelevant. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 books in this haul. And I have probably another 20 that I need to do a video on. And I will. But I don't want this video to be an hour long. So you will have to wait for the next one. I am so sorry. But if you watched it all, thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.